home widgets, lock screen widgets, and live activity. Align just got a major update, and I'm going to show you what's new, what I've built, and for all the developers out there, how to build this. For context, Align is my to-do app and it's an app store. It's a very minimalist, no clutter app, and it is basically built with an intention to not get overwhelmed with lots of tasks. It was launched a few months ago, and I'm happy to say that it has reached around 90 downloads. And for a solo developer like me with very least idea on marketing, I am very happy to see it has reached to this point. I mean, 90 people using the app, it's crazy. Now, after seeing this, I actually downloaded the app and I use it myself every single day, because earlier than that, I just built the app and pushed it just to show, like, as a demo to possible clients. So now that it has gotten some downloads, I started using my app and I started using it every single day, and I felt like something was missing. I realized that my app should have something that would be visible no matter what. That is when the idea of showing live activity came in, and gradually the locked screen widgets and the home widgets. Now let me quickly show you how Align is currently on the App Store. Now I'm going to show you the list of features that I've added. Feature 1, the home screen widget. So the home screen widgets, I compared it with other widgets that we have on the App Store, and I realized that most of the widgets, they looked very plain and it was not giving me the vibe. So I created the home screen widget with the intention that it should look pretty, it should stand out compared to other apps, and when you see it, you will know it's of Align. And yes, that is the main concept for the home screen widget. For this update, I have kept it very simple. The home screen widget will be showing max 3 tasks, and then the remaining you need to open the app to view them. Now this was created with an intention that it would not be overwhelming for you, and you just need to finish the 3 tasks. For the developers watching, I'm quickly going to dive in and show you how I did the implementation. Okay, so home screen widgets use something called Widget Kit framework, and I'm going to quickly show you how to create that. So you have to go to the target section and click on plus. And when you click on plus, you'll get to see all these, but you have to select the widget extension and click next. And maybe you can add a product name saying testing. Okay, so you can click this, basically include live activity, include control, include configuration app intent. We are not going to add control or configuration app intent, it really depends, but for now we'll keep these 2 ticked. And yes, let's click on finish. So I'm not going to activate it, but when you actually start working on your extension, you need to click activate and it will activate. Now, as you can see on the left hand side, I have gotten this testing folder. So when I click on the testing, I'll get to see provider, simple entry, and configuration app intent, and a preview. So as you can see here, you're getting to see the widget. Now, as you can see here, you have provider. Basically, provider is going to keep track of everything, and the data, how the data will be shown to the app, that is what the provider will be handling. And you have the entry, where it's like a model, like what kind of model are we looking for, like what kind of data will be going into this widget. Now, as you can see here, you have the entry view. So basically you can take up any view. Now this is very simple code that we have here. This you can literally run it in your main code also. When you copy and when you add it here, it will be shown in the widget. Okay, so I hope you understood so far. And then we have the extensions. Now this is something where we try to configure the different states. For example, if it is this data, how is the widget going to look like? If it's that data, how is that widget going to look like? So here a very simple example is given, that there's emoji and there are like two types of emojis, and as you can see here, there are two types of widgets with two different emojis. So this is the summary of home widget, and it's pretty simple to start with, but you have to make sure that you have ticked all the boxes, because what happened with me was when I created the extension, I didn't know few things. First thing was, whenever you use fonts, right, you have to make sure that both your widget and your app is added. So only if your app is added, then it will not show in the extension. I thought it was more of a widget problem and I will not be able to customize my widget, but that was not the case. I was able to do it just by adding the target here. The next feature is the lock screen widget, and this is actually very simple. I mean, I love the fact that I am able to get a gist of how I am doing in the day just by looking at those widgets. It's pretty simple, pretty small, and it's always there on your lock screen if you add it. So I'm going to quickly show you how to add this lock screen widget into your lock screen. So for the lock screen widgets, you will require two things. One is accessory circular and the other is accessory rectangular. Basically, whatever you define here, that is what will be shown on the lock screen of the app. And as you can see here, I have created like a circular gauge, and that is what you'll be seeing on the lock screen. And for the rectangular one, I have kept it again very simple with little bit of conditions, so that according to the progress, it will show the conditions. But basically, these two are what you'll be requiring for your lock screen. So as I've mentioned earlier, on the lock screen, you cannot add in any design, like you cannot add in any style, let's say for the fonts or for the background or any kind of image, because it doesn't take any of that and your app might end up crashing, your widget might end up crashing. So I just want to make sure that you avoid that part. And yes, I think rest is pretty simple. You just have to make sure that all of them are following and having the same app group where they can share the data. Now the third feature is the live activity. Now this is something that I was most excited about, because I can literally see my fonts, the images, everything in, and it was aesthetically shown on the lock screen, and it would easily pop out because of the aesthetic. And also you can see what is the next task that you have to do. Again, nothing overwhelming, just one task at a time. And I've also added that it just takes 5 minutes to start. So that will give a motivation for the users to actually start that task without getting overwhelmed. Now for the developers, I will quickly show you how this is implemented. It is a little tricky, but we have to do thorough testing and it will work out. So let's go. Now for the live activity, you basically need to understand few things. One is, this will be shown on the lock screen, but you have to make sure that the user allows that notification, else it will be dismissed. So you do have to ask permission, but by default it will be like showing to the user. But if the user says don't allow, it will never be shown. If the user says allow, then it will be shown. Now, as you can see here in this live activity, you have few things. One is there's the attributes. So in attributes, what happens is you will need to add in the, like it's like a model. You need to declare what variables or what is the type of the data that we are expecting to be passed down to the activity. We then use whatever the data is and show it to the user. If you can see here, there's also dynamic island, which will be shown when, if you open your phone and the live activity is still on, it will be minimized to dynamic island. So as you can see here in dynamic island, you will need to add in few things. One is how the island will be shown. So normally it will be the leading, the trailing and the bottom. And then you'll get to see compact leading, compact trailing and a minimal parameter. Why is that is when you use different apps, for example, the dynamic island will still be active. At that time, either the icon will be shown before, which is the compact leading, or the something will be shown at the compact trailing. So here in this case, L will be shown before this, okay, and T will be shown after this, which is leading and trailing. And sometimes this minimal icon also is shown at certain cases. Now as you can see here, again there are two states here. This is basically for testing how the UI will be for this in different scenarios. So here as you can see, there are like two states, and those two states are getting shown here. And that is what content state is supposed to mean. Right now, Align is free and you can easily download it in App Store. Link is in the description below. By the time this video is up, hopefully my features are approved and it will be in App Store. For all the SwiftUI developers watching, if you want like an in-detail tutorial on widgets, on live activity and stuff like that, let me know and I'll quickly drop a tutorial on it. It's not very difficult, but there are lots of checkpoints that you need to keep in mind. This is part of my 90 days challenge, and yeah, I'm building apps in public, I'm creating tutorials on it, and I'm also sharing you guys the experience on how I am creating the apps, and I'm documenting the whole process. So yeah, if you want to be part of this, do subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.